One of the places that Republicans were really starting to take on some baggage was the curtailing spending. Now you could say, but Dana, Democrats control the House. Yeah, and when Republicans controlled it, they were still wanting to spend a lot. In fact, they were fighting against the administration every time they were trying to propose more regulatory cuts. They were pushing back against the administration. And it's why some of them continued to be mad at Trump. Federal spending topped $6 trillion for the first time. Deficit smashes record. Now, we're going to continue to see headlines like this because of everything that happened with the lockdown. You're going to see these headlines with the economic lockdown. Do not get baited into thinking. And this is one of the big reasons why I was hoping, and I'm pleased that have you listened to what POTUS has said about some of the stuff that what did he say? His second term was going to be focused on reducing spending, reducing regulation, which is exactly what he needed to say. Exactly what he needed to say. But so the federal spending is I mean, it's going to be ridiculous. And the deficit smashing the record because we had an economic lockdown. Duh, we had a worldwide pandemic. And I don't think that we should have shut down the country. But there are some people on the right who do. We ended up shutting down the country. And what was 15 days turned into 11,000 millennia. And here we are. But what I want you to be cautious of is to not allow the federal spending as it relates to the pandemic. Don't conflate that with, and yes, Republicans, not all, but enough, were complicit in the increased spending to get us to an increased deficit position. But there still is a difference. Nuance exists, and recognize that it isn't because of mismanaged stewardship that it jumped to that point, at least with the pandemic, the lockdown and the stimulus and all of that. I mean, you had, as I said a million times, it was eminent domain of your ability to conduct commerce. And then usually with eminent domain and legally with eminent domain, you're supposed to be compensated for that, for the government seizing your property or seizing, and that's what this was, financial eminent domain, your ability to actually engage in commerce, your ability to earn a wage. And yeah, I remember it's Kane knows. Remember the pushback Trump had when he was just even proposing a modest 5% reduction across the board and every department. Oh my gosh, people lost their minds. So I love that he was focusing on the spending, and that's huge. But don't allow it to be conflated, because I think that there will be some Republicans with agendas that are going to be very disingenuous in how they present that to you. So that's incredibly important.